guys, it's Shannon. Now, before you run away screaming, I know that I look terrible. I have no makeup on, but I did that on purpose because I want to do a review today of the Physicians Formula Talc-Free Mineral Wear Correcting Primer. I showed you this the other day. I got this free with the rebate from my local Kroger, and I tried it out yesterday, and I want to tell you guys what I think of it. First thing is the packaging is kind of cute and fun. It has the tri-colored brush at the top with the green and the yellow and the pink, which is kind of fun. I can tell you there was a little section of my brush that didn't quite get trimmed right, just at the tip. There's a few bristles that were still kind of long, but that's really no big deal. What you do is you twist it here, and it comes out the top through a hole in the top of the brush. So I'll show you. Give it a couple twists. A lot of twists. Okay. And here you can see it's starting to press out of the center of the brush at the top. Okay. And what you're supposed to do, I'm just going to put this on one cheek. What you're supposed to do is spread this all over your face in kind of an outward and upward motion, and then use your fingertips to blend it in according to the instructions. Now you can see that I have a little bit of redness here on my cheeks, and I've told you before I get a little bit here down the center of my nose. I have this little capillary that has grown to the surface that is like a little red dot. I have a little bit of redness on the end of my nose, but I don't usually worry about my nose too much. I more try to even out the pinkness that's on my cheeks, because that area is very easily affected for me by the temperature changes, hot and cold, from going outside to inside, and moisture. I tend to dry out there and that kind of thing. So, and when I get hot, I get red there. So I generally will just cover that area sometimes with a color corrector, just to even it out to begin with, because I know it's such a sensitive area, particularly in the wintertime. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put it on one side of my face so that you can see how it works. I think I'm going to put it on this side just because there's kind of a glare coming from this corner, and so I think you'll be able to see it better. So I'm just going to put a little bit on, and I'm going to use my mirror down here, so bear with me as I look the other direction. And that's a lot. You don't really need that much. But I'm kind of glad that I put a lot on, because I'm just going to rub it in and show you guys. Okay, so you can see that I have quite a bit on. And I'm just going to blend it in. Now, as I'm blending it, at first it color corrects nicely, or it seems like it may work out nicely. However, once you really kind of get it blended in, and it's very cold and wet, it really feels like a lotion when you put it on, and it blends right in. As you can see, once I get it on, it doesn't really make a whole lot of difference on my face as far as color correcting. So it's kind of a fail. I think that the color corrector itself would work really well if you have extremely China doll, porcelain, fine skin, and you have just a little hint, kind of an undertone of a pinkness to your skin that you want to cover. I think this would work for that. But once it kind of blends in and absorbs into the skin, it basically goes to clear. So it doesn't really do much for color correcting, and obviously since it's a moisturizer, it won't do anything at all for the spots that I typically like to cover. I mean, it's pretty much a waste of my time putting it there. I need something that's thicker, more like a concealer, that I can kind of pat and cover that. And even, you really can't pat this on. You really kind of have to blend it in, and see, again, even patting it, as it soaks in, it kind of disappears. So as a color corrector, I think it's a big fail. I think for the people, you know, like I explained with the China doll, you know, porcelain fine skin, even if they do have that pinkness, it's not gonna be worth covering up for them anyway. So, you know, there really isn't anybody that I can think of that this is really gonna be that great for as far as color correcting. Now, the second part to this, though, is that it's a primer. And it actually does seem to do a pretty good job of kind of filling in the pores. There are other primers that I think work better. You know, a primer that's working really well will fill in the lines, and it will kind of smooth out the surface of your skin as well. This kind of soaks in and fills in the pores and lines, but it doesn't quite, it absorbs too well, I think, to be a super, super, super great primer. But it's really not that expensive either. It's, you know, full price, it's about $9. So I know a lot of people are paying a lot more money for primers and getting a lot less quantity than you would get with this, and they may not be having really great results. So my suggestion would be go try this now while they have the free rebate, especially if you're using a primer that you don't really love and you're spending a lot more than $9 or $10 for it anyway. And try this out. I don't think it's, as far as primers go, I don't think it's going to be the best primer on the planet either, but the price itself is relatively reasonable, and because the color correcting doesn't really work, I think anybody with any skin tone and any kind of, you know, blemish or discoloration problems could use it regardless, just for the primer itself. Like I said, I think there's better primers out there. The Magic's Face Perfector I like a lot more, which is made by Avon, but it's at regular price. It's $10 a bottle, so it's even, you know, $1 more than this. It works a lot better, but if you don't have a representative in your area, well, you're always welcome to order from my website if you'd like, but if for whatever reason that's not convenient for you, this might be a decent enough alternative. And if you can get it free, I would say, you know, try it and just see what you think. But overall, not really a great product, and not better than the primer that, or the, not the primer, the color corrector that I already had from them. That one is much thicker and works better for my needs. This definitely isn't going to help you with acne spots either, so if it did, it would cover the capillary that I have up there. So overall, not the best product. Okay for a primer. It does a decent enough job for that, but there's definitely better. I think they need to keep working on it. Now, I haven't tried, remember there's also the highlight, there's also the pink, and there's also the cover color, which is kind of like a concealer color or foundation color. I haven't tried either of those, so those could be better options. I don't know, and they could work better for their purposes than the green color corrector does, but all in all, I think the green, for the most part, is going to be a fail. I think you'll find things that you'll like better. So that's all I have to say about that. Still go try it. Go take advantage of the Try Me Free rebate. It's still worth trying for free. And let me know what you think if you do try it. And I will talk to you guys later. Have a great week.